Internauts, and welcome to the new week. I hope everybody had a very good weekend. This week is beginning with the usual themes of US-China trade talks and Brexit, both of which I'm sure will be making most of the headlines this week. President Trump described the trade deal reached thus far as being very substantial, but some analysts are seeing it as more of a temporary truce rather than a real deal. The early reaction on Monday is for yen pairs to move a little lower, with dollar yen heading down to 108.20 from the 108.45 level at the close on Friday. On the Brexit front, doubts are cast on last week's positivity as the clock ticks towards the October 31st deadline. Sterling heading lower from 126.40 down initially to 125.55. As the US day gets going, sterling continues its drop south, hitting a low of 125.16. That's a good 130 points off Friday's close before getting a sudden reversal to 126. Safe to say that trading conditions in sterling are volatile, and liquidity is most definitely at a premium. Expected to stay that way for a while. The traditional Queen's speech happened today to officially reopen the UK Parliament. It ends up being a little bit more about pomp and circumstance than actual substance, but provided enough relief to halt a sterling slide. In the US markets, US equities open marginally lower, with the Dow Jones down 70 points at the open, but does climb into positive territory before Europe heads home. The market is taking no news as good news, and some in-depth information from the US-China trade talks are awaited. The only headline of note suggested China wanted another round of talks before signing phase one of the trade deal. However, being a quasi-market holiday in the US, the markets shrugged it off with little reaction. And in fact, the vast majority of the US afternoon session will be very quiet. Dollar yen did move slowly back up to 108.40. But sterling drifted back down to 125.60. Euro dollar really stuck in the mud between 110.20 and 110.30. And even gold is reluctant to move more than a dollar either side of 14.92. US stocks end the day marginally in the red, with the Dow Jones closing down just 29 points. Certainly not the most exciting of days to start the week. Plenty more volatility ahead, I'm sure, as we get to hear more about the phase one of the US-China trade deal, and obviously events around Brexit are dynamic and can change by the day. So expect more volatility there, but for today at least, a quiet start. One thing I just wanted to show here, being one of the quieter days in recent weeks, I just wanted to take a quick look at euro dollar more. The month of October has seen the 110 area in euro become, somewhat significant, and it's a psychological level. So, why not? And now it's become technically significant, at least in the short term. You can see here we have a plethora of highs there just around the 110 level. A couple of other failed attempts here above 109.90. Then we shot through, I think, on the 10th of October. Above, and then we've had multiple probes of the 110 level to the downside. So not a lot of volatility there, but 110 certainly has sort of acted as a bit of a pivot. As we sit here currently around 110.25 in quiet markets, just bear in mind everyone's looking at the same thing, and in the absence of much to trade off, at least where euro is concerned, you can expect this level probably to act as a pivot once more. Support obviously ahead of the line. Should we break, you might see some sort of short-term stop losses triggered, and possibly a sharp move lower. Maybe looking at the 109.40 level, which we've seen touch a couple of times during the month of October. So that's really it to start the week. Quiet Monday, and we look forward to hopefully something a little bit more entertaining as the week goes on. Hope you all had a good start to the week, and look forward to speaking with you tomorrow. Cheers.